start now, and Commissioner Cameron is working on the name. There's a quorum.
But I'm waiting to see his name on there. Is camera online?
Not yet.
No, that's it.
They're working on his connection
Through here or from his end?
on his end.
On his end.
Where's my baby?
He's working with him too.
Sign it.
Next, to get this.
Please provide the accompanying documents.
CHamoru Land Trust Commission regular board meeting Thursday, February 19, 2026 at 1:22 p.m. It's now in session.
Half day, good afternoon, everyone. This is the CHamoru Land Trust Commission regular board meeting for February 19, 2026, here at the CLTC Conference Room, Suite 223 of the IPC building in Tamuni. Public comments may be made by emailing cltc.admin@cltc.guam.gov. To view the meeting virtually, please log on to the Guam Live YouTube channel or via Google Meet. The meeting link is posted on the CLTC website. We will now take the attendance of the commission. Please stay present when your name is called. Acting Chairman, Mr. Earl J. Garrido.
Here.
Commissioner Farin C. Respicio.
Present.
Commissioner Jeremy J. Rojas.
Present.
Commissioner Joseph Artero Cameron.
I believe, Mr. Chair, at this time, Mr. Cameron's having some difficulties logging in, but his attendance can be clarified at a later date. At a later time during the meeting.
We also want to recognize the Acting Administrative Director, Mr. Joseph Joey B. Cruz Jr.
Present.
Mr. Chair, we have a quorum. In accordance with the 5 GCA Chapter 8 Open Government Law, this meeting and the agenda have been published in the Guam Pacific Daily News on February 12 and February 17, 2025. And it's also posted in the Guam Public Notice Portal and the CHamoru Land Trust Commission website. Thank you, Chair.
Can we stand for the intercession? Inifasi, Inimastatu, Ihinasoro, Inastakalon, Gikodaswanho, Zanimas Figo, na Inasanahu, Ua Fresemaisazu, Parabayu, Protehi, Zanifendi, Ihinengi, Ikatura, Ilewahi, Iaihi, Ihana, Zanitano Chamorro. Ni iren shaku diretsu dunanazuos pata, esti hua fitma, gihilo ibiblia, zani banderahu ibandera guapan.
Please stand once more for the invocation. Sa tumami ni Gayo gilangin at Zula este na komisyon para ta kumperdi desisyon mo para este na inen CHamoru Land Trust. Na klaro para hita para te decidi para imenolekta. At Zula ang Kristo sana para iminago itautoguangan. Mga muna entolo maganitid na itautaw niya. Si Zeus protegihan, si Zeus bendisihan. Viva sana, viva siyoti, viva guahan, sana maasi. Members of the CHamoru Land Trust Commission, colleagues and friends, this is the quintessential moment for the CHamoru Land Trust Commission. We are focused, we are determined, and we are moving forward while righting the wrongs of the past. Right now, we are addressing three major issues: the Guam Raceway, the golf course, and recycling. To the credit of this board and our staff, we are also implementing a planned residential subdivision of more than 70 homes. That infrastructure that makes real home ownership possible. This is a monumental step for CLTC and for our people. We are not working alone. We are partnering cooperatively with sister agencies, both local and federal. These partnerships will help build homes faster and more coherently. This work is about the American dream, affordable home ownership made real for CHamoru families. I believe this is achievable through the CLTC working together with our partner agencies. Accountability matters. We are auditing our commercial property leases to ensure they conform to our mandates. Where we find violations, we will act swiftly to remediate questionable practice. We will present our findings and recommendations to the Guam legislature so disparities can be corrected at their source. And we will ask the legislature to grant CLTC the discretion we need to negotiate and manage commercial and nonprofit leases responsibly. The CLTC should not be treated as a cornucopia for special interests. The people's land entrusted to us must be managed for the people, not for political advantage. Government exists to serve the people. Our agencies must work cohesively to benefit the island community. Let us not lose sight of that mission to serve the people. We choose to act quietly, deliberately, and we carry a big stick. Since the CLTC's inception, nothing of this magnitude has ever been attempted. We are making it happen, and it will come to fruition. This effort is a testament to the dedication of this board and to the tireless work of our staff. I salute every person who is striving to achieve this mandate. In closing, Todui Tautatono, stand with us as we forge into the future for the betterment of Guam. Support our work, hold us accountable, walk with us. For our people, for our island, and for our children. Trust is earned here, not just given. Thank you. Approval of minutes.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from December 18, 2025 and January 15, 2026.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion to approve the minutes and a second. We go in for a vote unless there's further discussion.
I just have one question. On the minutes for January 15, under our key findings, the account type, or was it the account type? There was something that was being charged to one of our accounts. Did we ever get to the bottom of that?
We are still reviewing it because we have more questions and concerns
Okay,
about the activity within that specific account.
okay, I don't wanna let that go, because nobody should be touching our accounts, and those, any, charges or expenses need to be approved by
By the
this
board.
commission. Yeah, okay.
Any further discussion on the matter? If not, we're going for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, say nay. Since there's no opposition to the motion passes. Next on the agenda is the Administrative Director's report. Mr. Cruz, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, Commissioners. The first item under administrative that we would like to report on the board is currently we're working on and have just about completed our FY 2027 budget requests. We will be having a work session next week, Monday, in regards to that item. And then what we plan to do is present it to the board in March 2026 for their approval, and then submit it to the Office of Finance and Budget by March 27, 2026, which is our deadline. The next item under administrative is the loan guarantee program. I think about 2 weeks ago, I met with Mr. Fanonia and Ms. Leonguero from Community First Credit Union. Community First has an interest to providing our constituents with a mortgage so that they can construct or build a home on their leased property. Right now, currently, we're working with them to iron out some details on a rider that they desire to attach to the mortgage. Attorney Miller and I are working through that, and hopefully sooner than later, Community First Credit Union will be able to launch a program. There'll be another financial institution aside from USDA, VA, and Guam Housing who would offer mortgages to our constituents.
Just have a question on that. Will they require the CLTC guarantee?
More than likely, they will.
Okay.
The next item under administrative is land registration. I spoke to Mr. Joe Borra from the Director of the Department of Land Management last week. There are currently 13 lots, and it's detailed in my report that we passed to you. That is with the Attorney General's office to proceed in the proceedings for the land registration process. So out of that list we shared with you in the past, 13 is already at the AG's office for land registration. The next item is our FY 2024 annual independent audit. Please note that we've already shared with Ernst & Young, which is the contracted auditors, the working trial balances. By the end of next week, we should tie up everything, post all adjustments, and forward the final unaudited financial statements so that the FY 2024 audit can begin. The next item under administrative is affordable housing. On track 10123 in GIGO. I met with Ms. Tina Garcia and Mr. Diego from GITA. GITA is inclined to assist us with the request for proposal process. What I did share with them is what we've done in the past already, which is the request for expression of interest, which we were working with DPW before, just so they have some reference information. I've also shared the memorandum of understanding between TRI and CLTC. CLTC provided the easement access to Paradise Meadows in GIGO, which was a project of TRI. In that MOU, there's some activities that TRI must comply with. And the next item is the CLTC application number 2013-49, which is a zone change application that has been approved. It was rezoned from agriculture to R1. And then also the draft RFP details that we've started working on when we were working with DPW. The next item is the Fix and Six, the GURA program. As we all know that GURA will be providing us with some employees to offset or not to overwhelm our current process. Those employees will focus on the requirements that our constituents need to submit to the Fix and Six program. And then the next item is about last week, a week and a half, we met with the Guam Housing Corporation to understand what kind of programs they may have potentially available for our constituents. As our staff is conducting somewhat like an informational briefing for the constituents, for the applicants that we are processing for the lease award process, we will be inviting Guam Housing so that they can also present whatever programs, mortgage programs they have for our constituents to avail of. The next item is the residential and agriculture program. Under that, the first item is the $9 million appropriation. We have paid DLM in full, which is $500,589. We are currently working with DOA to pay that payment to DLM. They have not received the money yet. Next week, we will have a site visit of lot 7160 in Jigo, which is the first project that will be out of the 6, I think, that was identified by the board. The next item is GPA. We process an application fee without meter invoice totaling $1,300. We will complete the 92 pending applications, which is just missing my signature. That will be submitted to GPA. And then for the GWA matter, we're still pending the transfer of track 1113, block 16 in Dedido. Mr. Glenn A. has been specifically assigned to that task. As soon as that's completed, then we will proceed with GWA for the installation of water and wastewater on that track. In addition to that track, DLM will be transferring a total of a little over 400 other lots. And Glenn is also working on that project with the land administrator from Department of Land Management.
It's 462 lots.
To be exact, 462 lots. The next item is the commencement of lease award process. Batch 4, which consisted of 25 applicants.
Commissioner Cameron would like to say he's here.
Okay.
He said he's sorry for the interruption.
No, just present.
Since I saw you appear in the board, I placed you as present. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, which part of the agenda are we on?
Administrative Director's Report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm sorry for my being late. I'm homesick. Actually, I'm not able to speak very much because my trigeminal neuralgia is causing my head to split. But at the times that I can, I will speak. I'm homesick.
Try changing the speaker.
Remove the speaker for us.
Thank you, Joseph, for joining us.
Go ahead, Mr. Chairman, proceed. I'm sorry for the interruption.
Joseph, continue.
Should be good.
Should be good now.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna lower it down a bit.
Ask him to say something.
Commissioner Cameron, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, very good.
Okay. Under,
Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you now.
Okay, I'm sorry for interrupting. I understand that the executive director's report is ongoing. Please proceed. I'm very sorry. I am homesick. There's gonna be moments where I'm not gonna be able to speak because there is sharp pains in my brain. And I would not be able to speak, but I will try.
Thank you. Continue, please.
under the residential agriculture section B, commencement of lease award process. For batch 4, which consisted of 25 applicants, in the March 2026 meeting, we will be presenting 12 applications to be terminated due to non-compliance of the requirement. For batch 5, which was 101 applicants, at this current time, we're estimating about 92 applications will be presented to the board for termination due to non-compliance, but that number is fluid. They still have up to March 10 to comply. For batch 6, which is currently being worked on, we anticipate the review to be completed within the next 5 weeks. Just to give you guys an understanding of what the review entails is that those files need to be pulled, they need to be thoroughly reviewed to determine whether it's an application that has switched application date and time with another applicant, that needs to be reversed. We have to determine whether it's an application transferred by a living applicant, which again has to be reversed, or an application that has switched application type, which has to be reversed, or whether it's a lease with a cloud, which is a lease that has been fully signed, consummated, but not approved by the board. So that's a little lengthy process that has to take place. And if in the event we do find any leases that are reclassified as, any applications that have a lease that's reclassified as a lease of a cloud, then we pull from the next however many, if it's 5 or 10, to make the batch a complete 200. The next item is under commercial. There are some existing expired commercial leases. We will be reaching out to Commissioner Rojas, who is the board representative or oversight for commercial leases, to discuss. I believe there's about 8, but we do anticipate to present those expired leases to the board in March of 2026. The next item is under Tata Communications. We have comfortably completed our review of their PD operations. So now we're gonna start billing them for their Hoggett operations. We anticipate to bill them in the tune of about $1 million for the existing submerged cables and the 2 submerged cables that have landed. This lease has been retrodated back to start October 1st, 2022. So that's what that is. For Transworld Pacific, we did publish an RFI in the newspaper, in the Guam PDN. We did not receive any proposals. However, we did receive one interest in terms of the lot size, which we provided the map and other details. However, any acceptance of any proposals now has expired. And the MOU has been signed in relation to what will stay and what the duties and responsibilities will be between CLTC, Transworld, and DLM. And then the last item is Teleguam DBA GTA. We will be invoicing them for a cable that has landed with their submerged lease for Alupang. And that's in the tune of about $100,000. Mr. Chair, Commissioners, that's the end of my director's report.
Any discussion for the director's report? If not, we go on to the next item. Old business, constituent matter.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. First constituent matter is James Soblan Cruz. Today's matter is to amend the January 15, 2026 motion for approval of residential lease for tract 18113, block 1, lot 1, Manila, to be issued to James Soblan Cruz. And number 3, under Robert Rules of Order, a vote that differs from the original motion usually indicates that the motion was amended or a substitute motion was adopted before the final vote. If the vote was not intentionally amended, the act may be invalid, requiring a motion to reconsider or rescind. Moving to summary, the approval to issue Mr. James Soblan Cruz an agricultural lease differ from the original motion, and the motion was not amended. Moving to guidance, an approval to amend the motion for a residential lease award and to motion to approve an agricultural lease award to James Soblan Cruz, tract 18113, block 1, lot 1, Manila, containing an area of 2,021 square meters with recorded survey map instrumental number 868911 deal number FY 108, FY 2014. So this was a.
Mr. I was just wondering, is there more to that, is there more to this, matter of Mr. James, still ongoing for a report, sir?
No, this is it, with just that one motion to the,
Chairman, I would like at this matter, Mr. Chairman, to make a motion, to approve the amendment to the motion for a residential lease award, to motion to approve an agricultural lease award to James Sablon Cruz for, I believe it's track number 113, lot 1, is that true? Is that lot 1 in Manila containing about roughly 2,021 square meters, sir?
That's correct.
Okay,
track
that being
18113.
said, that was recorded as survey map, correct? Instrumented number, I think it's 868911, sir?
That's correct.
That's correct.
So the fiscal year number 108, fiscal year 2014, based on the Chamorro Land Trust Commission Board of Commissioners July 17, 2025 decision, to approve leases for parcels that have already been surveyed on parcels that are registered. That's my motion, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second the motion.
Motion has been made and second. We open for discussion. Are there any discussions on the matter? If not, we move on to a vote. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed, say nay. Since there's no opposition to the motion passes.
Mr. Chair, before we move on, are there any members of the constituent matters for new business that are present today?
Ms. Berta Dueñas,
And Mr.
Joseph Perez,
Joseph Perez.
is that your, are you Ms. Dueñas? So Ms. Dueñas and Mr. Perez are.
So if I may, I'd like to make a motion to change this order of business a little bit. If we could, I know Mr. Camacho is in the mainland right now, and it's probably close to 9 or 10 o'clock there. I'd like to rearrange the order of business to allow us to hear Mr. Camacho first, item D of old business, and then move on to new business to hear the members of the audience who are under new business. And then we can then go back to the item B afterwards.
Is that a motion? I second it.
Motion has been made and second. Do we have any discussions? If there are no discussions, we go in for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say nay. Since there's no opposition to the motion carries. We will address the
Item D,
item
D.
D.
The GICC selection of appraiser?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, we would like to propose that the board consider the approval of our selection of Micronesian appraisers. There is no information in the packet. We have a running list, and Micronesian appraisers is the next in line for CLTC to choose for any work. In addition to that, because we are also working on the instructions to the appraiser, there is one item that has not been decided on, which is the clubhouse and the 5 acres surrounding the clubhouse. We would, if it is the board's intention to not to take hold of the clubhouse and the 5 acres, that the board also consider in their decision that they instruct us to include that in the instructions to the appraiser.
We'll just have the general area appraised in its entirety.
We just need a board decision so that that item will be addressed regarding the clubhouse and the 5 acres.
So when we make a decision today, we'll make a motion to include it, and that will also be an amendment to the lease, is that correct?
Because I have to go back to the lease, but I believe it gives the option.
Okay,
If the board should choose not to today, what we will do is prepare a letter informing GICC that the CLTC will not be obtaining or occupying the clubhouse nor the 5 acres.
so I make a motion to include the clubhouse and the 5 acres surrounding into the Micronesian appraisal instructions.
Yeah.
And that we, this will be our official, I guess, decision to have GICC lease those areas as well.
I do have a question though with regard to the appraiser. The law states that we need to hire an MAI designated appraiser.
Mr. Chairman, point of order, there was a motion on the floor, it needs to be seconded, then we'll go into discussion. Point of order.
Oh.
Is there a second?
I'll second the motion to include the,
Okay, motion has been made and second, we now open up for discussion on the matter.
so, yeah, getting back to my question, the law required that we designate or use a qualified MAI designated appraiser. Is Micronesian appraisal, are they?
I believe so. There's only 2, I believe, which is Cornerstone and Micronesian appraisers.
From my experience, I thought that the other one was, I believe it was Milo.
Milo? We need to verify because if Milo is not a registered vendor with the government of Guam,
Okay.
then that would also be not a challenge because we would have to have Milo register for a vendor number
Right.
and all that other great stuff. Now, sometimes some companies just don't want to deal with the government of Guam, but if that's a recommendation,
Well, actually, what I'd like to do is just if we could verify
okay.
which, I do believe at one point in previous discussions I've had regarding other property matters, their designation was something other than MAI. I can't remember off the top of my head, but if we could verify that. And,
Okay. So I know there's a motion.
Question, Mr. Chairman, I was under the impression that at some point in time in our discussions, that if and when the clubhouse was to be party to potentially being turned over to the CHamoru Land Trust Commission, that GICC would make sure that it was in its proper and that it would, if it needed renovations, if it needed to be up to date. And I'm asking this question of Carlos, I believe Carlos is, Carlos Camacho is on the air with us.
Yes, he is.
So, there was some discussion prior to all this, that if and when, should the CHamoru Land Trust Commission agree to take on the property, that GICC would update the facility so that it's habitable in its best shape and form if it was not to be party to the solar farm facility. Is that correct?
Mr. Cameron, I do not recall that. All I know is that on the 5-acre lot, that was the discussion on the work session, that since we are going to be maintaining our yard, that we will include maintaining the 5-acre lot, because we don't want it to be overgrown, but we never said anything about the building. I remember that.
So I think this is a good discussion, and and when it's time for the vote for not to include, I think that's something that would take after this discussion, once it's voted on, based on the motion by Commissioner Respicio.
I think,
Thank you.
yeah, if I could request to amend the motion, just because just so that we're certain that the appraiser that gets hired is a member of the MAI in good standing. That we include in the motion that it be performed by a current MAI member of the Appraisal Institute, and also be fully independent of the appraisal that was previously commissioned by GICC.
For clarification, Commissioner Respicio, so your motion is to have GICC still take complete lease, authority over even the clubhouse, et cetera, correct?
Yes, so the motion is for GICC to include and for CLTC to include the clubhouse and the excess, including the 5 acres in the appraisal, and that the appraiser selected must be a certified
MAI.
MAI in current good standing. That is my motion,
This
with the amendment.
this is just strictly for the appraisal, right now at this point.
Okay,
And we're deciding that we're gonna include the clubhouse and the
Yes,
5
for the
acres.
appraisal,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
okay.
Mr. Royce,
Thank you so
if,
much.
if in the event, I mean, just for discussions, you could also consider amending it in either Micronesian appraisers or Milo. You know,
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
instead of just, okay,
because if in the event we are incorrect about Micronesian appraisers not being a certified MAI,
right.
at least we don't have to come back to include Milo,
Okay.
to request for Milo.
So I'd like
So are
to,
you saying, Mr. Cruz, are you saying that that motion that was proctored by Commissioner Respicio in its totality takes care of that situation, is that correct?
Just an amendment to also include, let me take a step back. So if you're amending it to ensure that they are MAI and independent,
then that should only leave us the choice of whoever,
is
any remaining appraisers that
MAI.
that are MAI
Yeah.
Yeah.
approved, right?
So what we'll do is, because we have a running list, we will include Milo to the list, and whoever's first will be the selected appraiser.
So,
on our
Mr.
part.
Cruz, I need to step in, because there's a lot of verbiage going on around here right now in the discussion. I asked one question.
Who's the question?
The motion that was made by Commissioner Respicio in totality takes care of all those issues, yes or no? Or are you recommending an amendment to that motion?
The motion from Commissioner Respicio with the amendment proposed by Commissioner Rojas should take care of it.
I would like to add a little bit more language, just for the protection of the CLTC. Considering that the clubhouse and the 5 acres are gonna be turned over to GICC. At this point, I'd like to make it clear in the motion that they should also be responsible for the property now, so that the CLTC doesn't assume any liability, any responsibility for maintenance or.
So that's your amendment, Mr. Rojas,
I
to
think-
the actual motion of Commissioner Respicio, is that your amendment?
Well, I'd like
Yes.
to, I'd like to address your comment first, Commissioner Rojas. Currently, because GICC is, they are physically there and they have not released, the property back to CLTC, they are currently considered still a tenant, so we don't have any liability. The liability continues to rest with the current tenant, which is GICC. So although we've instituted a new lease, the lessor has not relocated, hasn't moved out, there's been no formal release of responsibility or physical release of the current tenants.
I just wanted to make sure, considering that the law gave us the option, and at one point we were going to exercise it, so. If you agree with that,
I'm gonna ask this question one more time. Your motion has an inference on the legal parameters that if in fact this motion passes today, that it has no inference that we take any liability as the CHamoru Language Commission, and that is as is, the entire property as is, that is leased, remains in the hands of GICC, leaving us without any potential liabilities thereafter. Am I correct that that motion you're making infers that all those things are included?
Yes, you are correct.
Okay.
Thank you, Commissioner Respicio. I think we're back on track. Thank you.
If I may, Mr. Chair, Commissioners, if consideration can be given to rescind the motions and make a new motion, just for clarification and clarity.
So do
I
I
don't
have to
know,
make a motion to
Mr.
rescind?
Mr. Cruz, why you're asking to rescind when I just asked Commissioner Respicio if her motion infers all that already.
Just for the purpose of clarity and clarification, as we're going through this and we're transcribing, or whoever's transcribing, just to ensure that there's no misinterpretation of any motion or amendment, just for clarification.
I
and
would like to
clarity.
restate my motion.
Okay,
I think
that
that
will
would
work.
help everyone. So I would like to restate my motion that we would like to exercise our option in the lease to include the clubhouse and the, including 5 acres into the lease for GICC, and that we select an appraiser that is in good standing with the
MAI.
MAI, whether it be Milo or Micronesian appraisers, whichever is next on the list for the CLTC. And also to make it clear that because the current tenant has not evacuated from the premises, as of date, CLTC does not have any responsibility or liability with regard to the property and its surroundings.
I second the motion.
Okay, a motion has been restated and second. If there's any more discussion on the matter? If no discussion on the matter, then we go in for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Since there no opposition to the motion carries.
Mr. Chair, that means we're going now to new business
Constituent matters?
A1. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Present today is Ms. Bertha Sablan Dueñas. Ms. Dueñas?
Joey, please?
There?
Can I just, thank you guys to allow me to jump the line on this, crucial path. It's my late night here in Arizona. I just recovered from major surgery. But, thank you for the accommodation and thank you for, the next step. And I know there'll be more, as we stated in our work session and in the lease, that, once we get into the financing side, then this will not be the last time you see me. But thank you for today. Commissioner Cameron, Commissioner Rojas, Commissioner Respicio, and Chairman Dorito and Joey. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you as well.
Thank you.
Very kind.
Ms.
And I hope you recover well. You're a step closer to recovery. I wish I could say that for the rest of my life, but I do not have a cure for my condition. So I'm just gonna live the rest of my life in pain. Sorry that I am going public with this, but it's true. But yeah, to the extent that I continue to assist the commission, I will continue.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner.
Ms. Dueñas, if you can
I'm
come,
gonna stay as long just to watch.
you can come to the table.
I'll be praying for you, commissioners, online.
Please sign it.
Yes, I will. Pinatsadik isti sa utungan na ba siya man fila ko fan screen.
I think we're coming closer to the next step, which is a constituent matter on Bertha Sablan Dueñas, is that?
Yes. Good afternoon, Good afternoon, Commissioners. We have here Ms. Bertha Sablan Dueñas. The matter is Ms. Bertha Sablan Dueñas is requesting to be designated as eligible beneficiary, also requesting her son Keith Anthony Ascura be designated as eligible beneficiary and approved successor. So, moving to the summary, on December 21, 1948, Naval Government of Guam, on behalf of the United States of America, and Judgment Civil Case 5-48, acquired Lot 234 in Sumay, Jose Sablan, not Jose Santos Sablan, as stated in her affidavit. Ms. Dueñas is the granddaughter of Jose Cruz Sablan, who was utilizing the lot. Ms. Dueñas has submitted her required documents and affidavit for qualifications as eligible beneficiary. for herself and her son, Keith Anthony Esquera, to be named successor described by Title 21, Chapter 75A Guam Code annotated. The only confirmed incorrection in the affidavit is the name of the legal owner. Okay,
Yeah, I just found that out.
yeah,
It's a Santos Sablan, which is Tata's first cousin.
so,
Lo sumaga ni sa Taubiyugi,
okay,
stayed there, he lived there, and then I guess they married. My grandmother lived off Maria Guerrero Sablan, pues ma-move siya pala Sinahan manai, Tommy in Sinahan niya, or I don't know, after the war. Pues,
Mr. Chairman, I would like to have a point of order. I believe that if the commission has made their statements completed, is that true? Have you finished your summary, sir?
yes,
And I think there needs to be a motion on the floor and a second and discussion, so that we can hear out the constituent. So I would like to make a motion, Mr. Chairman. I would like to make a motion to approve the request of Mrs. Berta Sablan Dueñas to be designated as a eligible beneficiary, and Mr. Keith Anthony Escura be designated as an eligible beneficiary and her approved successor. That is my motion.
I'll second.
Motion has been made and second, we open for discussion.
I think, ma'am, you can speak now.
If you'd like to say
there's so
something.
much to share para Christina board. No, actually, esta manayo ni Tano,
Ms. Duenas.
you want me to speak English?
No, no,
No.
if I may, can you just say your name
Oh.
first, for the record?
Okay, for the record, Bertha Sablan Dueñas, Dr. Larry Heitzel, and I'm here because of the fact that I already have so much to share with this board. Let me go as speedily as I can, okay? In 1995, I got my paper here saying that I applied for a land, and I said, yes, I did, but they never called me. So years later, they called me, and so I came here. I forgot the name of the guy. I think he was Monty something.
Muffness.
Muffness. And I had to present a lot of documents because why am I claiming under Dueñas and I'm Escura here? So I told them, I provided them the divorce decree and of the marriage certificate with Dueñas. So that was changed. So they actually gave me a land so quick that they gave me one in a Stombo. And I'm really trying to make this thing really fast so that we can all get out of here. But the guy that I went to see the land with, a guy came out next door from the land behind Stombo and told me that, what are you doing here? I'm checking out the land. I just want to look at the land to see if I really, like it. He goes, no, you cannot do that because I think he was drunk. I was so scared. I came down here crying and I said, give me another land somewhere else, please, because I'm not going to be his neighbor. I don't want that guy to be my neighbor, the land that you told me to go look. So anyways, they gave me Barrigada Heights. That was a different story again, Santa Maria. I went up there, and I'm the only one that's really trying my very best to open up the road with the help of June Bloss, the mayor. She opened it up only as far as John Leon Guerrero, behind down the street from the First Lady's foster home or whatever, that road in, down there. Leon Guerrero, then all the way up is Dueñas, Berta. No one comes in at all to even try and, it broke one bulldozer, cost me a lot of money, and then then when we tried to clean an area, they're just an area, and then we'll constantly keep, have the kids come up and help me, because I really wanted to plant at that time, but I was so upset because nobody else was trying to help. So the pigs, we started planting. The pigs came and sufa tori deni, and I said to my son Keith, I said, Pastor, I'm going to go to land trust, and either I turn this property in, I don't care anymore. I can't do much anymore. I'm getting old. I'm 75 years old, and you know, I can't plan as much or get a bulldozer and watch them while you guys go to work. So I said, oh, my son Jude Ascura, Keith Ascura, Chad Ascura, and Chris Ascura, my 4 boys, because one retired Army lives in the States. Well, the 4 boys would come and help me, but it's not enough. So I said, I'm going to go to Land Trust and check the CHamoru Land Trust and check if I can relocate myself. And that's the end of the story. I'm here asking to please, if the board, commissioners, can you please help me? I still feel I can do something with my life, the rest of it. My father retired a heavy-duty mechanic at Public Works, and then he started farming after he retired, and I want to do the same thing. I got a phone call from, after this last typhoon, from agriculture. Mrs. Duenas, do you have anything to sell us, or COVID-19 and all this typhoon after that? And I said, are you kidding me? I can't even plant anything up there. It's rocks. It broke the one bulldozer, and then the pigs are there. I said, I don't think so. I'm sorry, I don't have any things to sell. Or, you know, because I'm agricultural. So I said, nah, basta. Biano pa is CHamoru Land Trust. Anyways, so that's what happened to why I'm here, and I'm asking only if I can, please, can kusina and transfer zu masyamano na banda ni sinadzu no afortunan na bi fananum the you know be I have so much life. I'm 75, but I still want to go and go and still plan, and at the next I'm just, you know. And
so Mrs. Duenas,
yes.
I need to go back to what we did here today. Are you happy that we made a motion to approve your request?
Okay, yes.
As the beneficiary.
Okay, I won't go any further.
Designated as an eligible
Yes,
beneficiary.
Mr. Joseph Cameron,
So that
Commissioner.
was our motion, ma'am, and that was seconded. We're getting ready to vote. Are
Okay,
you happy with that motion? I know you're giving us a lot of information.
okay.
But if you're one, are you happy with the motion?
Yes,
That's the
yes,
question.
yes I am, Mr. Cameron, yes I am, Commissioner Cameron.
Okay, so I think thank you for that long drawn out history.
And thank you sa utunga, artist siya naman kayo, artist siya familia Mitsugin.
Mr. Chair, if I may,
Duenas, I think the commission is happy to make the motion, and we've had a second to the motion. The only thing we lack now is a vote. Thank you, Mrs.
We have one more point for discussion.
if I may, Ms. Duenas' request regarding relocation will be dealt with in a different board meeting. Today, just as Commissioner Cameron had, his motion was to just address her, to approve her as an eligible beneficiary. The relocation process is a different process.
That's a different process, but
Yes.
I think we're here today, and I made the motion clear, and Ms. Duenas has accepted that motion with unequivocal approval. So yes, Mr. Cruz, you're right. So let's move on.
Is there any more discussion on the matter? If not, we move on to a vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Since there is no opposition to the motion carries. Congratulations.
You will be contacted regarding your request for relocation.
Thank you. Si Cruz Mas Itos.
I will look at
Sure, may I just
Next
ask one
particular
question?
matter is Mr. Joseph Tenorio Perez, be represented by Rodney Perez, brother, the POA.
Is your mama principal? Yes, yes.
Can you please stand?
So is the staff gonna give us a report?
Yes, I just called Mr.
Go ahead and proceed.
Perez up. Okay, Commissioners, we have Mr. Rodney Perez, who is the POA for his brother Joseph Perez. He's here today requesting, Mr. Joseph Tenor Perez is requesting to be deemed eligible beneficiary. And moving straight to summary, Mr. Joseph Tenorio Perez, September 12, 2025 affidavit states that his father, Antonio Perez, was utilizing Joaquin Perez property, lot 388 Ganya, for an unknown period of time up to July 7, 1947. Mr. Perez is on his opinion, his father, Antonio Perez, is a descendant of Joaquin Cruz Perez, landowner. Lot 380 in Ganya was the place where the family home, and he is unaware if it was a farming activity conducted. According to Mr. Perez's affidavit, the family house was rebuilt after the liberation of Guam and prior for the taking of their property. Mr. Perez is requesting to be deemed eligible beneficiary under 21 GCA Chapter 75A. So we have Mr. Rodney Perez here as the POA for his brother Joseph to be deemed as eligible beneficiary for CHamoru Land Trust. He was here
Mr.
last.
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion. Quite honestly, I would like to hurry this up, and I would like to make a motion to approve the request of Mr. Joseph Tenor Perez to be deemed as an eligible beneficiary.
I second the motion.
A motion has been made and second, we open for discussions.
The
Any
only-
discussion on
The only
that?
question I have is, are there any other heirs to the deceased? Because I just want to make sure that if it's approved that he becomes the eligible beneficiary, that the other heirs don't come back to us and say, how come they weren't informed, or why weren't they given an opportunity?
The eligible
What is that?
beneficiary is just for Mr. Joseph Perez's application.
Okay,
So, I believe in the previous board meeting, one of his brothers came in,
Which is,
which is him,
Yeah.
which he was, based on his own application, he was deemed an eligible beneficiary also. So they have separate applications.
okay.
And not necessarily for the same property, just.
no, it's
Right,
just for
right, okay.
application.
Just, okay.
So there, but what I'm saying is that we're having this person substitute on the application, the name substitute on the application.
No, he's just the
No,
POA.
It's separate,
Okay.
he's here representing his brother.
Yeah.
It doesn't pertain to his previous
Okay.
attendance.
Any other discussions on the matter? There are no other discussions, we go in for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
I,
All opposed, nay. Since there's no opposition to the motion carries. Congratulations.
thank you, Mr. Perez. Have a great day.
Mr. Perez.
Okay, moving forward, the next interesting matter is Antonio Robago Palacios. I believe he's not here, but you,
Nobody's present from this.
nobody's present. Okay, may I proceed? Today's matter is Antonio Robago Palacios is seeking to be eligible beneficiary based on 21 GCA. And in summary, to be recognized as eligible beneficiary
Okay.
under 21 GCA, Mr. Antonio Robago Palacios is requesting that CHamoru Land Trust Commission Board formally approve his affidavit occupancy guidance. Mr. Palacios claims he's residing with his family in Agate National Park, Tent City, remains unsubstantiated as his submitted COTC application lacks support documentation beyond his personal affidavit. So the next page, Mr. Antonio Palacios submitted his affidavit for eligibility for an occupied farm or ranch. If you could see in his document that he supported, there's no parcel, lot description, or legal description, and the legal owner that he indicated was on the land was National Park Agate, Tent City. With this affidavit, I don't have any my research doesn't show or have any evidence that he or may not be qualified for as a eligible beneficiary based on the lack of information provided.
Before going on, is Mr. Palacios
He's not,
present?
No,
No, no, it's not here.
not even
Online?
online.
I hope I can get a nomination to put this back into the bin until we have a representative that will
Make a
speak up.
motion to table.
Table.
Yeah. Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to table the, item 3 of new business.
Question, I have a question. I know you made a motion. I know it needs to be seconded. I'll go ahead and second that motion. So now we go into discussion.
Yes, we'll open the floor for discussion.
If and when, Mr. Antonio Robaldo Palacios continues not to be present, is this to say that we will continue to deal with the matter? Or at some point in time, we would just do a motion to request that he be an active beneficiary based on, 21 GCA chapter 79? So what are we gonna do in the future if there's a continual absence of Mr. Antonio Robaldo? We just keep.
Is this the first time this has been brought to the board?
For this matter, yes.
Commissioner Cameron, would it suffice for me to amend my motion to state if he doesn't come, to the next meeting where it's scheduled that we'll terminate?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Wouldn't do that?
It's really,
Open up a can of worms.
We're in discussion, right?
I'm not interested in going to the Attorney General's
So,
office.
I don't feel that every constituent needs to be present when their application is being entertained. And I think the summary here, what the staff is seeking is that Mr. Palacios, he seeks to be deemed an eligible beneficiary through his completed affidavit of occupancy. So if we approve it, he won't be eligible until he completes his affidavit of occupancy, correct?
no.
What?
So the affidavit is for the applicant to complete to the best of their ability.
Right,
It doesn't have to be completed.
okay.
So if it's accepted by the board, then he becomes an eligible
Correct.
beneficiary.
Yeah.
Well, it shows a quagmire here, and I hear the wisdom of Commissioner Respicio that maybe there's an opportunity here, even though we're in discussion, is to squash the motion that was made and I seconded, and then maybe go back to the opportunity to actually make a motion to approve. So I think in Robert's rules, we just need to say we're in discussions. We have to vote on it, and if it fails, then we create another motion to have
Only
this,
because, it's not reasonable to require a constituent to always be here.
restate another motion.
You're correct. You can decide even if they're not
Okay,
present.
okay.
Okay, so I just, my question is like, it seems to me that, Mr. Ye, wants to hear more from the,
There's a lot at stake,
Applicant.
there's a lot at stake. This one here, this is very, it's critical,
Uh-huh.
because they are occupying the property with a building on it, a structure that was mortgaged. And based on how we decide, will determine if he'll be, eligible to stay on that property or not. So this is why it's important that he's here to probably, express himself, based on his affidavit, to explain himself more, how he can engage and convince everybody that he's
He is an eligible beneficiary.
Yes.
Okay,
So I guess what I'm saying here is that there's an opportunity for a remedy for the motion that was seconded and is in discussion. But the individual who started, our commissioner who made the initial motion to hold things back until such time, this discussion has opened up our eyes to a lot more that is at stake here. And I'm just wondering if the original motion that was made by Commissioner Rojas, if he would rescind that motion.
it was actually,
So,
Chairman.
as part, I'd just like to continue, if you look at the affidavit here on this page here, rent payment $80 a year, those times there's no rent payment, when during eminent domain or what have you, in Tent City.
Mhm,
There's
mhm.
no rental of those for displacement and stuff like that. And,
Okay.
so
Point
this
of
is why I
order,
wanted
Mr.
to.
Chairman.
So what does that
I'm just
mean?
trying to
Why are you
follow
pointing that
Robert's
out?
rules here.
So,
There was an original motion. I
Just to clear,
seconded
what's
with
the
new-
information, what
with
you
new
put in there?
information that's coming out, and Commissioner Respicio is concerned that we can't relay this. I'm asking if Commissioner Rojas will rescind his motion, and I'll accept it, and that maybe in rescinding that motion, we can have a new motion.
Yes. I'm okay to rescind the motion.
Okay, then I will second that motion. I think we have a vote here going.
A motion has been rescinded and is going to be restated.
Yes. Do we
Commissioner
vote?
Respicio, did you?
yes, so I would like to make a motion.
Wait, let me finish with the first part, okay. Motion has been made to rescind the motion, and it has been seconded. Are there discussions on it? If not, we go for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Since there's no opposition to the motion, it passes.
Okay, I'd like to
And I
make,
think Commissioner Respicio, you have a motion to make?
yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve Mr. Palacios' request to be deemed an eligible beneficiary under his completed affidavit of occupancy, or the information that has been presented to us.
May I add language to that motion, Commissioner Respicio?
Yes, please.
Yes, and to be sure that we add on there that this is based on 24 Guam Code and Penal Chapter 75A. That is my added.
On
My
21.
add.
Item
21. GCA.
Title 21.
Okay, a
The
motion,
Title I is a very huge law, so I'm making reference to specificity of Chapter 75A.
Is that correct? Okay.
Because he said 24, but it's Title 21, Chapter 75.
Okay.
so we're clear on it? Okay, so the motion has been made and adjusted. Do we get a
I
second?
second.
Yes. Oh, sorry. I thought you were.
Do I get a second?
Commissioner Cameron,
I
just second, yeah.
Okay, motion has been made and second, we open for discussion. If there's no discussion on the matter, we go for a vote. All in favor say aye,
Aye.
And
opposed nay. Since there's no opposition, the motion has passed.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Rojas, for sharing with us some of your concerns. They're very valid, definitely very valid, and it sets precedents as to how we would deal with cases like this. Thank you, Mr. Commissioner Rojas.
You're welcome. Good to get you.
Okay, so now do we go back?
Yeah.
So you wanna continue or you wanna break?
Could we take a break?
Okay.
We take a 5-minute break. The time is 2:34 p.m. and we are back in session. Next on the agenda is for new business, item B.
No, I think we're going back
We're
to
going
old
back up
business.
to
Yeah, old business item B.
item B.
Okay, old business, item B, 7160-R1 Jigo.
Today present for GMA is Mr. Hazada and Mr. John Birch Jr. Mr. Chair, Commissioners, through the direction of Commissioner Rojas, who oversees the commercial aspect of CLTC, appointed by the board, we've had several working sessions between CLTC, GMA, and with Attorney Miller present. Today in your packet, you will find the business plan that was submitted with the amendments. And Commissioner Ross can take over from here now.
Yeah, so, gentlemen, thank you for attending.
Thank you.
I'll kind of do my statement, and then from there we can have some discussions. Mr. Chairman and fellow commissioners, after reviewing the Guam Motorsports Association 2026 business plan, I want to begin by saying that I support their efforts, and I want to recognize the amount of work that has gone into updating the proposals they've submitted in such responding to the subcommittee discussions and presenting a comprehensive framework for the 252-acre CHamoru Land Trust property. It's clear to me that what is being proposed is not simply the reopening of the racetrack, but the plan addresses public safety, youth education, workforce development, environmental stewardship, cultural revitalization, and long-term operational sustainability. These are meaningful objectives, and I commend GMA for building a more structured and forward-looking proposal. The closure of the raceway created real impacts on our island, including increased illegal street racing, loss of opportunity for structured youth engagement, cancellation of long-standing cultural events like smoking wheels, cultural and racing events, and they continue to do it. And the property, after being vacated, continues to deteriorate and is subject to vandalism. The updated plan attempts to address those consequences in a responsible and organized manner. And one of the strongest components I find in the proposal is the Safe Drive Performance Academy. And the program shifts the narrative from competition alone, not just racing, to public safety and driver education. Defensive driving instruction, hazard awareness training, and controlled vehicle handling programs can have meaningful impact on reducing risky behavior on our roads. And as a community, I think we all want safer highways. Providing a structured and supervised venue for driver training and motorsports removes dangerous activity from our public streets and places it in a controlled environment with inspections, possible EMT presence, and clear safety protocols. So there's definitely a safety aspect that can be gleaned from all this. I see real value in the youth and workforce development components that they've put in the plan. The partnerships outlined with DOE, GCC, and technical programs they plan to introduce with regard to STEM education, automotive technology, welding fabrication, and logistics training. And this transforms the raceway from a single-purpose venue into a hands-on learning environment for more of the community. It creates pathways for young people to gain skills and exposure to careers that are practical and marketable. The cultural aspects and community aspects are equally important. Smoking Wheels is an event that took place for many years on Guam. I don't know if you remember when it was down at the Calvo Raceway in in APRA. I remember going there every year with my father as a kid. So it kind of blends into our culture in that way. And it also includes opportunities for local vendors and families to have more use of the property. The expansion of walking paths, biking trails, and community use areas also demonstrate that the property can serve multiple segments of our population and not just racers. Financially, I acknowledge the plan presents diversified revenue streams, event admissions, tuition for the Safe Drive program, sponsorships, vendor fees, potential subleases subject to CLTC approval, and also alignment with federal and territorial grants which they plan to apply for. The phased development approach that they have presented shows an understanding that full operational capacity takes time. And however, while I support the effort and see strong components in the plan, I also have to remain cognizant of my role as a commissioner of the CLTC. And because we are stewards of the land, our responsibility is not only to encourage community benefit, but also to ensure that the CLTC land generates responsible, measurable return for the trust. The proposal as submitted shows a zero rent for the first 3 years, escalating to $10,000 per month in year 4. And this presents a concern. And while I understand the rationale for a ramp-up period, the 3 full years at zero rent is not consistent with our fiduciary obligations. For that reason, I believe a step rental schedule is more appropriate and balanced. And the Commission's proposed structure would be for year 1, months 1 through 6, would be at zero rent. For year 1, months 7 through 12, at $1,500 per month. Year 2, for the entire year, would be at $2,500 per month. And in year 3, the rent would escalate to $5,000 per month. Going on to year 4, as stated in the plan, it would escalate to $10,000 per month with periodic escalation thereafter, as discussed in our previous subcommittee meetings. This approach acknowledges the rehabilitation phase while ensuring that CLTC begins receiving return as operations grow. It reflects both support for the redevelopment effort and accountability to the trust. So to be clear, I support the vision, I support the public safety component, and we support youth development, cultural programming, structured governance. But we must also be responsible stewards of the land with the financial accountability. Before I proceed further, I'd like to ask the representatives of the Guam Motorsports Association, given the step schedule that I've presented, is this something that your association is willing to accept as outlined?
Robert's Rule Point of Order. Thank you so much for that, Commissioner Rojas. I believe the fact that you have provided some guidance as to for year 1, for the first 6 months, zero rent, but the remaining 6 months will be $1,500, I take it. And then for year 2, $2,500 per month for the whole year. And then year 3, $5,000 for the year. And then thereafter in year 4, $10,000 per month and beyond. So I take it that that would need to be our last and final offer. And I think we can go into discussion once we make a motion to accept your recommendation. So I would like to second that motion, if you would make that motion, sir.
Sure. Mr. Chairman, contingent upon approval, I'd like to make a motion to approve a lease to the Guam Motorsports Association.
Based on the terms.
Based on the terms noted in my report.
So I would like to second that motion.
A motion has been made and second. We open for discussion. Any discussion on the matter?
Mr. Chair, if it's possible, to provide GMA representatives the opportunity to at least explain their rationale behind the zero rent for the first 3 years.
Sorry, I'm texting the group.
So I'm sorry to say that, our rationale for the zero,
Yeah.
because what the plan is for us to invest in this property. I know ultimately you guys need to get paid, but it's gonna take a lot of money to get this place going. It's gonna take a lot of sweat equity. And it's just a startup cost that's gonna be incredible. The buildings are in disrepair, you know, the track, there have to be some safety mitigations going on. And I'm not sure we can do that in 6 months. You know, as much as I'd like to say yes to all of these terms immediately today, I wanna be responsible in what we do, and I wanna make sure we're set up for success. I do appreciate the offer of the lease. I know Mr. Cameron had said something about a final offer. I believe this is actually our first time we're ever actually hearing numbers and an actual escalation fee. So I would like some time to possibly discuss it.
This in our other meetings, even after the law has already exceeded on this discussion, and we've come back and forth with y'all, and you keep turning in business plans. So I beg to differ that this whole idea of an escalation never came to your mind.
It's the first time we're actually putting numbers on the table. You know what I mean? I know during our subcommittee meetings, the number of $10,000 a month have been tossed around. And it's been expressed, you know, the community's gonna have a very hard time affording $10,000 a month, even in year 4. I wanna make sure that what we agree to is successful and sustainable by our community. And how we achieve to pay you, I wanna make sure that's open and transparent. I wanna make sure our partners that partner up with us in this venture is approved by you guys. So like I was stating, Mr. Cameron, the actual escalation scale, this is the first time, you know what I mean, we're actually seeing it. I'm still concerned about the $10,000 a month on year 4, depending on the terms, right? It's always negotiable on terms. $10,000 a month may sound.
I think it's very feasible, sir, that at one time I said if it was left up to me, I'll start off at 5,000, and that's on the record. I think Mr. Rojas has had due diligence and fiduciary responsibility to the people of Guam to come with a reasonable sliding scale. And for that reason, we believe that, you know, if this is not something acceptable, we may need to move to the next step and put this whole property to bid. So
I'm not saying it's.
Very critical juncture here, sir.
I totally understand, and before I was interrupted, my point to this matter was ensuring that it's sustainable. Before I was interrupted, I was gonna say, how long is this lease? If the lease is 20 years, we can partner up with different sponsors, and they could commit to a venture like this.
That was actually one of the things I was gonna ask. I don't see how
A
many
term,
years,
yeah.
in the
Which
lease. Well,
is-
no, but
yeah.
it's your ask though. Under your ask, it says what you're seeking from the, you know, CLTC is to approve a long-term lease, but you're
Yeah.
not, it's your responsibility to ask, so I don't see that in the
20.
ask.
I believe we've asked for 20 from the
Okay.
get-go.
I believe in
Yeah,
in
so
our
then it should be in
subcommittee
here.
meeting, it was a 20-year.
So then we should put it in here, 20 years.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because
it's
it's
for
not in,
20.
it's not in your, whatever, business plan.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I wanted to address was the 252 acres. I know that we had discussed that about scaling it down with regard to the, you know, the footprint. So we have 252 acres, but what I'm missing, what I don't see here also, is in your previous business plan, you guys did a very nice, and it was actually shown up here, like a map of, you know, designating different
Yeah.
areas, so I don't see it in here. So
It's in there.
It's still
Maybe
there.
in
it
this
wasn't
package,
printed, or?
what page is it?
That's
Yeah,
just,
The designation of activities for
Yeah,
the parcel, yes.
With the map.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
page is that?
Yeah.
it's 47.
Okay. Because I overlooked that, I couldn't find it.
So yeah, so I guess we share the same concern. I wanna make sure that we do have, we're set up for sustainability, and depending on the term length, this number may be achievable, depending on the term length, because then we can partner up with different
So are you
private
asking for
partners.
20 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if they're asking for 20 years,
I can amend my
Yeah.
motion to.
no, does he, what Commissioner Rojas is proposing, that can fall in line with your projected financials, correct? Okay,
Correct.
so then we just add the 20 years, since it's already been discussed 20 years, but it was felt to be put in the business plan. It's not-
I believe it's on
I think-
page 4.
Yeah, I think it's
There was
there.
a motion
Page
I think it's there,
on the
ma'am.
floor,
Yeah.
and it was seconded. Did you want to restate that motion, Mr. Rojas, to include the language to include that it says for 20 years?
but it's not under the ask. It just says spans 20 years.
Which page are you looking at?
Number
I'm
4.
looking at your ask on page 5.
Okay.
What your GMA, what you seek the following actions, approval of a long-term lease, but it doesn't say,
Say how many.
that's okay, we'll say 20 years.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Mr. Chair, I'd like to amend my motion to approve a lease to the GMA, Guam Motorsports Association, according to the rental structure mentioned in my report, subject to all compliance reporting sublease approval requirements of this commission, and that the lease be for a 20-year term.
And to restate that, clear the motion is that the first 6 months is 0 rent, the remaining 6 months will be for $1,500, and then it's for the year 2, 2,500, year 3, 5,000, and then moving from year 4 onward, 20 years, the remaining years, 10,000 per month. So am I stating that clearly on my second motion?
Yes.
Okay, I'm still accepting the motion to second. Mr. Chairman, I believe we had discussions.
Yes, we're still in discussion. Any more?
The other thing that I wanted to bring up is that we're gonna make a separate motion for their request number 3 is to pursue subletting? Or when does that come into
I'm
play?
sorry, I cannot hear you.
Oh, that was actually in my motion.
That was in your motion, subletting?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, I did not. Okay,
The approval of subleasing.
Right, that's what I
Okay.
had, yeah. As approved by the commission.
okay.
What we'll do is, we'll draft up a draft lease and present it to the board for approval based on all the discussions that happened today,
Today.
Yeah,
if it's approved.
Thank you, Mr. Rojas.
thank you.
Thank you.
It's getting us so good.
Commissioner Vespucci, you had a concern about the land area?
Oh, no, I just wanted to, because it said the 252 and we actually were thinking of reducing the footprint, but I wanted to see what their plan was. Because it had been included in previous business plans. So I overlooked it, I believe it's on page 47,
Yes,
so I found it.
so you're good with it?
Yes, I believe Commissioner Rojas did his due diligence.
Okay, any more discussion in the matter? If there's no more discussion in the matter, we go for a vote. Hold your breath. Pray. All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Since there's no opposition, the motion passes. Congratulations.
What's the, if I may ask, what's the next step?
What we'll do is we'll draft, a draft lease in working with Attorney Miller. Based on the discussions today, we will share the draft with you guys, if you have any comments. You're more than welcome to do so, but we'll bring it back to the boards for approval after we've already exchanged any notes or anything like that.
Understood.
To
What
provide
kind of,
that in paperwork.
what kind of timeframe are we thinking about?
Hopefully, we can get something within a couple of weeks, hopefully. If not, we'll keep you updated of the progress on our end. And it would be all contingent too on the response time from our attorney.
I think that was the last, yeah.
Final approval has to go through
The board.
AG, after
And the
the board, the AG and the governors for concurrence.
All right. Anything else? That's about it?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys, we
Thank
really
you too.
appreciate your time. Thank you.
Guys,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now,
Thank you so much.
it's a long road.
Okay, next.
Mr. Chair, the next item on the agenda is, under old business, is letter C, Global Recycling Center. Mr. Danny, right? Mr. Danny is present for global recycling. In your packet, you will find the environmental site assessment phase 1 that was conducted by Unitech Environmental Guam. If we go straight to page 14, it is recommended that a phase 2 environmental site assessment be conducted prior to the removal of proper disposal of the fire debris and ash. It is our recommendation that the board consider that we proceed and a phase 2 environmental site assessment is conducted to understand what environmental concerns or mitigation is needed. If I'm not mistaken, phase 2 is going to require the company, if it's Unitech, to start to drill and test soil and things of that nature.
So, there has to be a motion first.
Please sign in.
Yes, all right.
If you have any questions, Mr. Danny's
Oh,
here.
my name is
Okay,
Dan.
but we have to make a motion before we start discussing, right? So what is that, what are we doing here today? You're requesting for a phase 2 environmental survey?
Environmental site assessment, correct.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to approve a phase 2 environmental site assessment.
To require.
To require a phase 2 environmental site assessment.
I second the motion.
Motion was made and second for phase 2 environmental study. We open for discussion.
So who bears the cost of the environmental assessments?
Global.
Okay, and what happens if they find, any, contaminants, environmental hazards, Global will be the one to remedy it?
Correct.
What if, sir, the recommendation is to shut the facility down? Are you prepared for that?
We can accommodate it, but I have to discuss with my office in terms of shutting it down. It will have public effects because we do handle quite a large amount of Guam's public waste. And if you need us to shut down, we'll have discussion, and we're open to your request.
Okay. And you're also open to remedy any findings of the environmental survey?
We can do the survey
No, to mitigate.
to mitigate, but
To remedy whatever the survey
To fix it.
comes, yeah.
yeah, but the thing is, I was wondering if Land Trust can cover some of the costs since these walls that was burned down was the previous owners doing for the entire wall because we didn't.
Basically, sir, we are talking here about your activity.
Right, we
Which is
didn't burn the wall.
Most of great concern. It's your activity that posed the liabilities and the situation that we are here now. And for you to backstep and say, hey, I'm not gonna do this, it's the prior owner, so we need to talk. No, sir, you are very wrong.
Sorry, sir, I'm not saying that, I'm not saying what you're claiming, I'm saying that we didn't burn the wall. We don't intend, we have zero intention of burning down the wall. It is our intention to help Guam to keep the island clean. And
Yes,
burning the Thai wall definitely goes against that.
So, but you are the occupant of the property, correct?
Correct.
So, as the occupant of the property, you assume all responsibility that
Sure.
was left behind even from prior tenants.
Right.
If you felt at the time that the tire wall was unsafe, why didn't you remove it at the time? Why are you waiting for a fire?
I think all of this was.
So
the
you have to assume
newspaper
the responsibility,
and on the
is my point.
reference this whole, it was really a bad situation, sir, and I think you have to agree that the people of Guam saw this. They were made aware of this. Every person who watched TV, every person who read the newspaper, and every environmentalist is really concerned. And Commissioner Respicio is correct. we have to make sure that we move on to this environmental phase 2, that if there's any
Yes, we're willing to cover the
that
costs.
is hindering, that it be resolved and that you guys will take care of it.
This item on the table right now is to hire an environmental assessment of the property on level 2, which is a more in-depth and detailed environmental
That will be fine,
impact.
yes.
Going towards remedies and stuff is down the road in the future, but right now we need to make sure that as soon as possible, we get the ball moving for the environmental impact
Yes.
study
And
to
the phase
begin.
2 will absolutely, Commissioner Respicio, I think you were right to target that. Phase 2 will more than likely show forth mitigation efforts on steps to make sure that that property is, if there's any concerns that is lingering, that there's a mitigation plan on phase 2 by the environmentalists and the people that are already on that property.
Did you read the report, sir? Did you?
Yes.
Okay, so on the report, under page 14, under item number 11, opinion of environmental professional, it does say that further investigation is necessary to determine remediation requirements and regulatory obligations. So that is the root of my question, is that when phase 2 is complete, I want to make sure that you understand that phase 2 is going to include remediation requirements and regulatory obligations. So based on the information from the report in Environmental Site 1, I want you to be prepared, the corporation to be prepared to remedy that.
Yes, Global Standard Center will be
Yes,
cooperating.
okay.
Thank you, Commissioner Respicio, for making that clear.
So can we take a vote?
Any more discussions on the matter? If there are no more discussions on the matter, we'll go for a vote because the motion has been made and seconded, so now we'll go for a vote. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Since there's no opposition to the motion carries. Let me just put an additional thought for you. This second phase of,
Present ideas to further prevent a second occurrence from happening or any other, any other contaminant activities to happen. Right,
may.
it will,
It
okay.
may.
I
We'll
would like to
include that in
request
my
that.
letter.
A mitigation.
Yeah,
we'll include it in my
Yeah.
letter.
because, we wanna also, we don't want this to come back to the board, oh, this happened again. Let's prevent it from happening. Preventive measures,
Understood.
okay.
Now, off the record, many years ago, you guys had our bulldozer
Oh, yes, I heard about it.
and it burned
Oh,
while under your custody.
oh,
This one was,
It was a D4 dozer.
oh, I know the fire that caused for this time was, my night guard said someone outside threw a car there and then just burned the car.
oh,
Car catches fire
yeah,
no, it catches, the tree next to the car catches fire and then it catches to the wall.
yeah.
And that's an
I
external
think the big
factor that we
concern,
cannot
Mr. that we
control.
have is the continued staging of rubbers in your area. And it's not so much who burnt it, it's so much who's the burning hand. You're the burning hand, whether it burns or not, you already know. that
Right, yeah, and
I was mounting up the sky, so to speak. That should have never been.
I do apologize, we didn't set up the wall to begin with, and we didn't add anything onto it.
The reason I brought that up is because you were not forthcoming and informing us as soon as it had happened.
Oh, I have,
We had to send an inquiry. and
oh,
we were-
apologies. apologize on that, that's on our.
I don't think you were there during that time.
Yes, and very sorry that happened, but, and the intention is that we don't want it to happen again, especially we don't want another person drive down the car next to our yard, middle of the night to burn it again, that's.
Because since that incident, we were never able to replace that dozer.
Yeah.
And we didn't charge them for it, did we?
No, we did
No.
not.
So let's work together.
Yes, and we're always willing to work with Andros. Essentially, you guys are my other boss.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, sir,
Thank
for
you.
coming.
you.
I appreciate you, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next on the agenda,
The next item on the agenda,
GICC, selection of appraisal.
already we did
Okay.
that.
We did that already.
Business.
Publication recruitment. Administrative director.
If,
Should we open it up for discussion or just table it?
we'll table it.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to table, old business item E, publication of recruitment for administrative director.
I second it.
A motion has been placed on the table and a second is made. We open for discussion. If there's no discussion on the matter, we will proceed to vote. All in favor, say
I
aye.
do have a question.
What?
I guess I brought it up many times before. I don't see the necessity to even have this recruitment, so, I guess okay, that's it. That's all my comment is. Yeah.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Says there's no opposition to the motion passes.
Yeah, I think, Mr. Chairman, of great importance is the fact that we received a letter already from Mr. Joey Cruz that he will be exiting as early as tomorrow. Is that correct, Mr. Cruz?
No.
The 27th.
Next
Yes,
Friday.
that he'll be exiting the so-called active capacity, and and I think, Mr. Chairman, you may want to have a discussion with the governor, in reference to how we want to mitigate and have somebody come over to take the full-time position.
I submitted a letter to the governor just last week
I think so. It's in the process, sir.
to assign a temporary administrative director until we can hire
Did that
a
letter, I'm sorry, did that letter include the word full-time?
I believe it's interim acting.
It was for intern.
Interim and.
Fine.
Yeah.
It was for interim acting.
Yeah, I understand that. But is it an interim acting full-time or a part-time person? That's my question.
I guess we'd have to wait for the response from the governor.
Yeah, but I think as a board, we need to be very cognizant of the responsibility that this interim, whether it be interim or whatever it may be called, that we do need a full-time person. We don't want to do this half-time person like it happened last. In the past, I was made aware that there was a part-timer and was holding two different positions at the same time. And just for the record, I'm very concerned if that is to happen again. Because the workload of the commission is mounting as we move forward with more positive things that we want to have done. So I think we need to consider that in further discussion, Mr. Chairman, that you may have with the governor, that we're really looking for somebody full-time, whether it be interim or waiting to get a full-time employee, permanent, whatever it may be.
Duly noted. So did we vote?
And Mr. Joey, I want to thank you for your service. I know that you are acting to leave your post, but not really permanently, and that you intend to have turn rights to the Governor Guam as a classified employee, and duly noted, and you know what, your service predates my ability to remember all the things you've done. It goes without saying. It's going to be difficult, but you know what? No one is, what is the expression? No one is indispensable, right? Not me. But you know that I would think you're indispensable.
No.
You're one of the few individuals that has really, to be honest, with institutional knowledge of what has happened with ancestral lands, what has happened with Shoreland Trust, what went on with Department of Land Management. There's no other person that I know of on Guam that can actually interplay those multitask roles that you've had over these many, many years. So in passing, I'm saying, please come back soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Cameron. So if there's no further discussion, we go for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
You're the camera.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. If there's no opposition, the motion passes.
Last matter of business is.
Mr. Chair, the next item is item B under new business, designate the chairperson to sign all termination of leases on behalf of the board. This is for past and future termination of leases that should arise. The board has previously already approved the termination of leases, of several leases. However, we need the board to designate the chair to sign on the board's behalf.
I make a motion to designate the chair to sign all termination of leases on behalf of the board.
I'll second.
Allow me to take that.
And second. We open it to discussion.
I know you can do this, Mr. Chair.
Since
I'll
there's
even
no
provide the
discussion,
pen.
we go for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Since there's no opposition, the motion passes.
That wasn't loud enough. Mr. Chair, before we continue, and because I believe we might be ending the meeting, I would just like to introduce Ms. Ebony CHamoru, who's an admin assistant for the CHamoru Land Trust. She's also gonna be the primary contact for the board. She will be processing, gathering, compiling, preparing, everything primarily related for the board. But in the event Ms. Ebony is absent, there's always the alternate. Everybody knows who that is, Mr. Tan.
Mr. Dexter.
So, Mr. Chair, Commissioners, this is Ms. Ebony.
Juanes, nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you too.
Yes.
And you started when?
Monday,
Last Monday?
this Monday.
You're starting this Monday?
Or this, yeah,
Last Monday, 4 days ago.
4 days ago.
You have a long hill to climb.
It's not
I'm
that
waiting to climb.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Commissioners. There's nobody present for public comment.
Okay, in the lack of having public, anyone comment on the public comment, then we go on to the next meeting schedule. Next meeting is March 19, 2026, 1 p.m., CLTC Conference Room, Suite 223, ITC Building, 590 Submarine Corps Drive, Tamuning, Guam, 96913.
Mr. Chair, if I may, before you adjourn, just a reminder, we have a working session Monday. The items that will be discussed will be our commercial rules and regulations and the FY 2027 budget requests. We will be sharing all that information for the work session by tomorrow, by close of business tomorrow.
That's at 1 o'clock? The work session's at 1 o'clock?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, that concludes our meeting. I need a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion has been made and second, we open for discussion, since there's no discussion, we go for a vote, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The motion passes. This meeting is adjourned at 3:15 PM.
Ooh, very good.